I don't know about you, but I like little projects, particularly when they involve kids and you're using something that's recycled, and also when it has a little sense of humor to it or whimsy, like these ladybugs for the garden. What we're doing is we're taking old bowling balls that you can pick up at a bowling alley. They're damaged, but you can transform them into something fun for the garden and get some assistance from some kids. Now you want to start out with a bowling ball and you want to put a primer coat of paint on it like I have here. What I did was picked up a quart of exterior primer and gave it a couple of coats. Now after the primer's dried, you want to paint the ball red, and you want to put at least 3 coats of red paint so you get it thoroughly covered. And then after the paint is completely dry, apply painter's tape in whatever pattern you desire. Now this is where you can get really creative with the kids. And you can see I made a black stripe down the center of this one. You can make patterns just about any way you like. You can use these stencil sponge brushes like that. See, makes a perfect little circle. Or you can take a stencil like this and apply them. And I like to do different sizes. And so I'm going to use a larger one here. But you don't even have to make them round. Just get creative. You might make triangles or something on your lady beetle. See, look how it goes on there like that. Next, fill in the finger holes with some black caulk. So I found these little beads that already had pre-drilled holes, so I'm just putting in that black caulk like that. And then I like this really extra big copper wire, so you just stick it in there like that, and so you've got an antenna and you can twist and turn them any way you want to give your ladybug a little more personality. Pretty swell, huh? Another great hands-on project that you can do with kids and will attract different species of birds to your garden is to make this very inexpensive bird bath. I know I say this all the time, but it really is easy to do. To start, you'll need some rope. I recommend a 3/8 inch either manila or sisal rope. You can pick this up at any home improvement store. You're also going to need a 15-inch grapevine wreath and a 10-inch terracotta saucer with a few branches of bittersweet. Cut 3 5-foot lengths of rope and tie a knot at one end. Then nestle the wreath on top of the rope so that the knotted end is centered beneath the wreath. Next, take the other end of the rope and make another knot, and make sure it's tied tightly because this end will be hanging from a tree. Place the saucer on top of the wreath and hold the bird bath up by the end of the rope. Make sure the wreath and the saucer are level and sturdy. Now simply hang the bird bath in a tree and weave the bittersweet branches up into the rope. The bittersweet is really for decoration, but it also serves as shelter for birds, and actually some bird species will eat the bittersweet berries. With the bird bath now in place, all you have to do is fill the saucer with water, sit back and watch the birds enjoying their new watering hole. You know, I'm a hopeless reuser of everything, even tin cans. Just look at that. You know, that's a good looking tin can. I kind of like it just the way it looks, but you know, you can decorate these in some fun ways and use them as, well, holders for all kinds of things. For paint brushes, for drawing pencils. I love to draw in here, and so I'm always needing ways to organize my tools, if you will. What I like to do is make sure that I get the wrapper completely off of the tin can and wash it thoroughly. Sometimes there's a little bit of glue there. Just let it soak in the water overnight. And then what you'll find sometimes is just on the inside, when it's open, you'll have a really sharp edge, so be careful there. What I like to do is take a fine-grained sandpaper and just take the sandpaper and knock the sharp edge off of that inside lining. In some cans, you're not going to have that, but just be really careful with it, particularly if you get kids involved with this project, which is really easy. So, all right, now there are a lot of ways to cover these. You can see here's some examples of some of the ones that I've already made using polka dotted ribbon here. This is using a little gingham ribbon, and this is a solid red ribbon. You can see here holding erasers and charcoal pencils. And then here I've used craft paper and ribbon. And one of the things that I'm working on right now is developing a color scheme for a room. So sometimes what you can do is take a fabric. This is actually the colorway of a rug that's being used in a room, which I just love all these colors. And so what I've done is I've chosen some ribbon that will actually work, I think, very nicely with this, because this room will have a desk and I wanted to have some color echoes going on in the room. So I've got some chartreuse colored ribbon here, a little gingham ribbon there. So why don't I show you how to make one? It's really easy, and we'll start with this can that I've already sanded. I love this size, by the way, because you can put really tall pencils in it. You're going to want to have some sort of extra strong glue. I've got this here, and I'm just going to take a little bit of glue here right at the bottom and score to about the width of the ribbon itself, that first round, okay? And then what I'm going to do is just take the ribbon. I'm going to do a slight fold there so it doesn't unravel. So you can see now that I have the gingham wrapped around the top, it sort of finishes it off. And you can see that the color works really well with this rug. So I've got a nice color echo going. Hey, these little tin can caddies are fun and easy to make. If you're enjoying seeing these projects, make sure that you check in regularly.